Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. So guys, in this video we will have our discussion on the weekly forecast for all the rising signs for the week of June 2nd till June 8th. So guys, in this week moon is going to be starting its journey from the Leo sign, being conjunct with Ketu over there. Once it will enter the sign of Virgo, it will be receiving the straight aspect from the planet Saturn, and it is going to be ending the week in the Libra sign, receiving the fifth aspect from the planet Jupiter. The major planetary shift which will happen in this week is Mercury on Friday is going to be entering in its own territory in the Gemini sign, and by Saturday Mars will make its entry in the Leo sign, where it is going to get conjunct with Ketu over there. So guys, before we will start our discussion, so all these kind of transit videos need to be watched via blending the results with the kind of yogas you have in your chart and the kind of dashas you are currently going through. So take this transit video as like in which direction wind is going to be sailing for you, or in which capacity planets are going to be influencing your external environment. And guys, for any of the consultation and all, so you can actually go to the description and can book your reading from over there. Now guys, starting first with the Aries rising natives. So guys, in your case, moon is going to be starting the week from your 5th house, ending the week in your 7th house. So guys, just because your 10th lord planet Saturn is already transiting in your 12th house, and with your ascendant lord's entry this week in your 5th house, so this combination is slightly making you vulnerable, where like for certain Aries Lagna natives, there is going to be that energy where, driven by your impulse or aggression, people will be thinking about those termination kind of terms. It's just like that. This could be a love affair. This could be like if your work circumstances are not going for a long point of time as per your liking. So generally those people who in a rush, they think about putting down the papers and all. So refrain from that guys, just because this is going to be the alignment which is going to be like this for a while. So generally then what happens that you do not have any plan ready, and now you have a sabbatical or a gap. So for those kind of decision of termination needs to be avoided. Because guys, in your case, when moon is going to be transiting from your 6th house, Saturn is already going to be like giving its aspect. So that means whether you know this or not, but your authority figures, your bosses are already keeping an eye on your work. So in terms of the work pressure and all guys, this week is actually slightly sensitive. So my recommendation is that take your job very seriously. Whatever job or work gets allotted to you, take that seriously. Along with that guys, when we talk about by the end of the week, there is a good energy because Venus is already transiting in your 1st house, and it is going to be receiving the aspect from the Venus. So by the end of the week, the time is still going to be much beneficial in terms of the matters of the courtship, relationship and all. But overall guys, this is going to be a week which is going to be filled with work related pressure. So my recommendation to the Aries Lagna native is that if it is possible and it's not that important, refrain from those important lifetime decision, like this could be finalizing a house or buying a car or something. So much better refrain from those kind of lifetime kind of decision. So yes guys, now moving for the Taurus Lagna natives. So guys, in your case, as you can see, moon is going to be starting the week from your 4th house and ending the week in your 6th house. So guys, the domestic life or the inner emotional state is going to be slightly vulnerable. A lot is dependent on the kind of dashas you are currently going through. If you're already going through a time period which is making your emotional health, your domestic life vulnerable, so this week could trigger that. So be very mindful of that. Along with that guys, when we talk about those people who are like freelance, self-employed, trading and all, so the week is actually creating a good energy for those kind of people. This could be also a case that by the end of the week, this could be a case that any loan or any money which you're trying to secure, so you'll be able to like land at some lucrative deal as well. So guys, if I were to summarize in terms of your family life, the domestic life, this is going to be a slightly triggering week for that. But in terms of like for the pleasurable kind of experiences, spending your money on the luxurious things and all, or things which gives a lot of the fun and pleasure to you, so regarding that front, week is creating a good energy. Along with that, those people who have to write any competitive exam or have to face any interview, I'm not saying you vulnerable. Like, you have that gift of gab which will help you. Like, even in terms of the negotiation of any important deals, you will be able to do that in a very efficient way. The only concern is that when it comes down to your domestic and the family life, that is actually on the radar. Now guys, when we talk about the Gemini Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, moon is going to be starting the week from your third house, and it is going to be finishing the week in your fifth house. So guys, the week is very positive, especially for the freelance, self-employed artist and all. It's just like that by the end of the week, there is that slightly sensitive energy of getting into a stark argument with someone. And again, over here, just because like Mars is your 11th lord as well, so for any of the important documentation, getting into any alliance, any partnership and all, so it is actually making you slightly vulnerable. The end of the week is making you vulnerable. But again guys, in terms of like, if you are a freelance person, you are self-employed, any of the like any of those home related purchase, like you want to buy a vehicle or any of the like shopping for the home decor and all, so all those things can be considered. Like, it is actually going to be very fulfilling week, emotionally, mentally, in terms of your career growth, achievement and all. So I'm not saying you vulnerable. It's just like that file work, documentation, not following proper caution and care, like, you know, while driving and all. So in those areas, like recklessness, carelessness, and your terms with the people around you, that is going to be slightly vulnerable. But in rest of the areas, it is actually going to be very fulfilling kind of week. And by the end of the week, there is a good possibility of some important deal which you have been awaiting for. You submitted yourself for a new audition, and by the end of the week, you will get a call back. So regarding that, it's a good week for that. Now guys, when we talk about the Cancer Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, now as you can see that moon is going to be starting the week from your second house, and it is going to be ending the week in your fourth house. So guys, there's a slight vulnerability that by the end of the week, like there could be some sort of like travels. So in terms of the travels, the week is creating a very good energy. And again guys, by the mid of the week, there is a slight vulnerability of some sudden financial expense, or there could be some like major breakthrough in the matters of the family related development. So let's say, for example, if you're already going through some heated kind of situation, this could be the like distribution of the family asset, or any of the lawsuit, or these kind of situation. If all of that is getting applicable in your case, so I mean to say guys, the stress point of this week for you people is going to be finances and the family. So in this department, you have to be additionally cautious and careful. Apart from that guys, in terms of the travels, week is creating a very good energy. Along with that, anything to do with the career related progress, any important career related moves, especially if you majorly deal with the overseas clients, multinational companies, import export nature of work, so for that it is actually going to be a very fulfilling kind of week. So like, where you find yourself being nurtured, being well taken care of by people who are close to you. So yes guys, but major financial investments and any sensitive matters of the family needs to be handled with caution and care. Along with that guys, your speech, you have to be very careful with the usage of your words. Any wrong word used by you might be used against you. So that's what I'm trying to say. Now guys, when we talk about the Leo Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, so if I were to say in terms of the finances, this is going to be a very good week. By the end of the week, there is the energy of the travel as well, which will prove out to be favorable. Guys, the only concern is that by the end of the week, there is that kind of yoga where some sort of injury, getting into accident or head injury, that is kind of slightly making you vulnerable. So by the end of the week, again guys, the whole objective of this video is to give you a forewarning that in which direction, what kind of yoga planets are creating for you. So just like that, take it with a pinch of salt. Everything is dependent on your natal chart, your natal alignments, and the running dasha as well. But my job as an astrologer is, via observing the planets, give you a fair idea about it. So yes guys, if I were to say, the flow of the money is going to be intact. Week is creating a good energy of the socialization, travels, important file work, documentation, work getting executed. It's good in majority of the ways of the life, whether you talk about relationship, for the students, and any of the career related major moves. It's just like that, the health is slightly vulnerable and making you slightly prone to some sort of injury and all by the end of the week. So if you're like planning any excursion, any travel, and over and above that, your natal chart right now is making you sensitive. Like right now, for example, you are running a dasha of a planet. This could be Mars, this could be Ketu, Saturn, Rahu. They are making any connection with the 8th house, with the 12th house, so you have to be slightly careful. Now guys, moving ahead, now when we talk about the Virgo Lagna natives, so guys, if I were to say in your case, moon is going to be starting the week from your 12th house, and it is going to be ending the week in your 2nd house. So guys, like the way you know this thing that 12th house, 1st house, 2nd house just talks about our head, the state of our head. Along with that, our food, our family life, whatever describes us is somehow connected with these 3 houses only. So guys, if I were to say, the beginning of the week is going to be filled with uncertainties in the matter of the expenses, or like if lately you have been finding it difficult to save up the money and all. So those worries might keep many Virgo Lagna natives worried. This is how the week's energy will start. Guys, if I were to say, overall, what I personally feel is that you're just over stressing yourself. Things are not that bad as you have made up in your mind. So that is what I'm trying to say. Along with that guys, by the end of the week, when moon is going to be transiting in your 2nd house and your ascendant lord Mercury would have entered in your 10th house. So it is actually creating a good yoga, good energy of some career development, some sort of important news, any important client you are chasing, you're pursuing, any work which has been long impending connected to your career, that might get materialized by the end of the week. But along with that guys, there is a slight vulnerability of some major financial expense which might come knocking your doors. So guys, if I were to say, till the time this Ketu Mars conjunction is going to be taking place in your 12th house, there has to be something which you have to keep on giving to the nature. This could be feeding the birds, this could be like, you know, feeding any homeless. Whenever you will find someone, based on your capacity, in whichever capacity, you can buy a coffee, you can buy a food, a meal. So now that has to be done till the time this kind of combination has formed in your 12th house. And again guys, along with that, if this is the kind of a similar yoga you have in your natal chart as well, like you have your Mars Ketu in the 12th house, you have Mars Ketu conjunct in any house, that means it is kind of a activation. So just be very mindful, be very careful, do your sadhana, all of that will become very important. So guys, if I were to say, the week will start with uncertainty and fears and worries on the account of the money, flow of the income, high spending, high expenses. But by the end of the week, you will see things taking a positive leap in your favor. And yes, for some family gathering and socialization with the family, you know, meeting people over food and drinks and all. So that is the kind of energy which is getting generated for the Virgo Lagna natives. The good part is that guys, you will find yourself being nurtured and in a very supportive kind of environment. Now guys, moving ahead, now when we talk about the Libra Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, moon is going to be starting the week from your 11th house, and it is going to be ending the week in your 1st house over your ascendant. So guys, beyond any doubt, the week will start on a very good note, especially when we talk about being intuitively guided in the right path. Like sometimes what happens is that, see guys, now you have to be getting accustomed to this placement of Ketu in the 11th house, and that is what we say, that the biggest lesson which you can learn from any spiritual guru is, it's not about someone telling you about there is a God which exists, there is a power which exists, that there are like lot many teachers who will make you understand that. But do you have found a teacher who is making you understand that yes, there is a power? Best thing which you can do is surrender it to his will, sacrifice to his will. He will take care of it. Let the God, like the way Arjuna made Lord Krishna drive the chariot, and the war which looked like unconquerable, because you know in the opposite camp they're like those people who have got like Bhishma Pitama, Karna. That was a undefeatable kind of army, but just because Arjuna sacrificed everything to the feet of the Krishna and he took care of it. So when Ketu transit from the 11th house, that approach becomes very important. So leave it in the hands of the nature, it will take care of that. So guys, by the beginning of the week, there's going to be that kind of intuitive faith in the higher powers. That is how you will start. In terms of the travels, guys, I'm not seeing you vulnerable. Guys, the only concern is that now you have to be careful. See, for Aries and the Libra. So guys, what is happening is that when Saturn is in the 6th house, okay, or Saturn is in the 12th house for the Aries, okay, but now let's focus to you. So when like Saturn is giving this aspect to the transiting moon from the 12th house and Saturn is looking at it from the 6th house, that means your work ethics, your work culture is being observed by your bosses, authority figures from behind the scene. So sometimes, you know, it's like you feel that whatever mistakes you are doing, whatever with negligence you are doing your job, no one is paying attention. But now you are in a yoga where they are like your bosses who are keeping an eye. Now again guys, in your case, Rahu in the 5th house, Rahu and Saturn, they both are good planets for you. They are also in a houses which is not considered as a bad placement for them. But yes, whenever moon is transiting from these kind of alignment and Saturn is aspecting it, at least on those days you have to be very careful. So yes, there is going to be that pressure, work related pressure which is going to be there. In terms of the travels, week is creating a very good energy. And yes guys, by the end of the week, when moon is going to be transiting in your 1st house, it is going to be receiving the straight aspect from your ascendant lord Venus as well. So that sort of attraction yoga. So by the end of the week, it's a good energy like for some sort of like splurging on the shopping or going on a coffee or on a date and meeting people. So this is how the energy is going to be getting created for the Libra Lagna natives. So guys, the only advice which I want to give it to you is that leave it to the hands of the god nature, any of your plans. And the second thing is that do your job with complete sincerity. They are like those authority figures, bosses, like unspoken forces who are keeping an eye. So that becomes very important for you to understand. And yes guys, by the end of the week, I mentioned some sort of like luxury, lot of like, there's a high possibility wherever you will go, you will be the center of attention will come to you, limelight will come to you. Now guys, when we talk about the Scorpions, so guys, for the Scorpio Lagna natives, as you can see that moon is going to be starting the week from your 10th house and now it is going to be ending the week in your 12th house. So guys, yes, when it comes down to some development with leaps and bounds in the matters of your career, so this week will like bring all of that in terms of some major transformation which you have been contemplating in terms of your career. That is the kind of energy you can expect. By the end of the week, refrain from getting into any argument with your bosses, because let me assure you, no matter how right you are, you will not be able to win over that argument. So much better, don't take a road which you cannot win. So that is the first thing which I want to say. Along with that guys, in terms of the flow of the money, that too some sudden spike in your income. In terms of that, the week is creating a good energy. Any sort of travels if you will undertake during this week, no matter like even if you will be splurging like more than your affordability, but the good thing is that it is going to be giving the pleasure. So that is what becomes more important. So yes guys, this is how the week is going to be turning out. So guys, if I were to say, week is not that favorable when it comes down to the matters of the relationship. For the gain in the income, that to sudden spike in the income, week is creating that energy, and by the end of the week there is a possibility of the travel which will be waiting for you. And guys, yes, in terms of the career, refrain from any argument with your bosses, especially it is valid by the end of the week. And overall guys, relationship we have discussed for the students as well, especially if you are a student of psychology, research, programming, language and all. So it's going to be a good week for those people as well. Now guys, when we talk about the Sagittarius Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, moon is going to be starting the week from your 9th house and it is going to be ending the week in your 11th house. So guys, to begin with, when we talk about The week will definitely start on a very spiritual, in a very philosophical note for the Sagittarius Lagna natives. In terms of your career development and growth, guys, so this is actually going to be a very supportive week, if I were to say. So a lot of the planets are actually coming into perfect alignment. So especially when we talk about your career, your reputation, growth, you have been chasing a client, or you have applied for a job interview or a job application which has been moving forward very slow. So you can see that the whole process might get expedited. It will be speed up during this week. So in terms of your career growth, development, incoming gains, socialization, the week is creating a good energy. The only sensitive area, guys, which I am seeing for you is that by the end of the week, travel might be filled with inconvenience. So and also if there have been some issues and concern going on with the health of the father, so that might be a concern for many Sagittarius Lagna natives. But overall, guys, if I were to say, good week, especially in terms of the fulfillment of majority of your plans, your goals and all. So this week shall be prioritized for all of that. It's just like that, by the end of the week, refrain from any travels if it is possible, and just give good care to the well-being of your father. Now guys, when we talk about the Capricorn Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, moon is going to be starting the week from your 8th house, and it is going to be ending the week in your 10th house. So now guys, as you can see over here that so yes, by the beginning of the week especially, people will be very spiritual, very philosophical. Like for certain people, this might be a case that you are losing your path, and along with that, slight vulnerability of some like some domestic quarrel or issue with the spouse or the partner and all. So this is how, guys, in this term you will start the week. Along with that, guys, in terms of the travels, I'm seeing some supportive energy by the end of the week. If you're like, whether you're working as a realtor, anything to do with the design projects, or you're working as an architect and all, any important meetings which you are like trying to finalize, so by the end of the week, guys, energy is actually like turning out very, it is actually creating a very sudden and major turnaround of the things for you. So again, guys, a lot is dependent on what kind of dashas you are currently going through. If you are actually going through some supportive dasha and there is some important turnaround of the things you are expecting, this could be a very big client which you are trying to catch or chase or finalize, so something like that. So that sort of turnaround will get generated for you. You have to give very good attention to your well-being, especially if you are like, you deal with the nature of work which involves a lot of the threat, hazardous substance, inflammable substance, like explosive substance, firearms and all. So if you work in that nature of work, by the end of the week, guys, you have to be very careful of your well-being, of your protection. So yes, guys, this is how I'm seeing the energy for you. So a supportive week for the travels, some important work, especially in terms of your career and all, which will get finalized. Even for the, whether you are like service professional and all, and people who are in like who are in business and all. So the first half of the week is slightly sensitive, but with the passage of the time you will progress in your goals and all. But yes, the beginning of the week is making you slightly vulnerable, where there might be some stark argument or point of difference between the partners within the partnership, but things will progress. And yes, guys, by the end of the week, just be very mindful. Take good care of your security, your health and your safety. All of that will become very important. So overall, guys, in terms of the relationship, it's a mediocre time. Career advancement, it's a very good week. And yes, for the service professional as well, the week will be creating some new possibilities for you, that can be said. Lastly, guys, second last, when we talk about the Aquarius Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, moon is going to be starting the week from your like 7th house, and it is going to be ending the week in your 9th house. So guys, beyond any doubt, the beginning of the week is creating a very sudden contrasting energy with the partner, energy of the contradiction with the partner. Along with that, guys, like especially by the middle of the week, those people who are in like anything to do with the insurance, commissioning kind of work and all, research and all, it's going to be a good time for them. And by the end of the week, guys, there is a slight energy of some travel as well. And guys, the good part is that any of those travels will be filled with a lot of kind of recreational kind of vibe and very positive, uplifting kind of vibe and all. Because Venus from the 3rd house is going to be giving aspect to this, like Moon in the 9th house. Your 5th house is already accentuated with the presence of the Jupiter and Mercury. So any of the travel which you will undertake, this could be for leisure, this could be for learning, this could be for client meeting, it will be filled with very enriching kind of experience. So guys, if I were to say, your week will start on a very kind of very detached, and unforeseen energies will be at its peak during this week. So much better, like, be very strengthened and rooted in your divine protection, whomsoever you have faith in the Ishta Devata, and just don't take any major risk. That's all what I can say. The matters of the relationship will go through major transformation. And yes guys, by the end of the week, there is that vulnerability energy of some very stark kind of argument with the partner as well. So yes, this is how the week is going to be turning out. So the start of the week is very mystical, very deep, very feeling and finding yourself lost. But by the end of the week, some sort of travels, enriching experience are going to be waiting for the Aquarius Lagna natives. And lastly guys, when we talk about the Pisces Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, Moon is going to be starting the week from your 6th house, and it is going to be ending the week in your 8th house. So now guys, the good part about the 6th house, 7th house, 8th house is that they they represent our dealing with the other people. So I mean to say, when we talk about the commercial undertakings, when we talk about people who are in the public service and all, public domain and all, it's going to be a very good week for those people as well. Guys, now for you people, for the next couple of months, you have to be very mindful at workplace. You do not have to get into conflict with anyone, because there will be those people who will be trying to entangle you into any drama and all, and you have to strictly refrain from there. Any of the matters of the courtship and all, especially those who are on a lookout for any arranged marriage and all, so any of the arranged marriage meeting or seeing the groom or the bride for the first time, that can be prioritized this week beyond any doubt guys. Venus in the 2nd, Jupiter in the 4th. So yes, any of the matchmaking meetings can be prioritized, even in terms of the business and all guys, like whether you work from home, you are a realtor and all, so you work in any commissioning kind of work and all, family business and all, so it's a good week for that. So yes guys, this is how it is going to be by the end of the week. So some sort of like refrain from going overboard guys. Rahu is already there in your 12th house, and when Moon will transit from the 8th house, Venus is going to be giving its aspect. So that means it generally tells about where the mind and the personality seek pleasure, and there's a possibility of overdoing things. This could be alcohol, this could be shopping, so just be very controlled over there. And by the end of the week, Mars Ketu in the 6th house, refrain from getting into any conflict with people at work. So yes guys, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. For further more updates and notification on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram account. Thank you.